Learning objectives. At the end of this topic, you will be able to describe physical characteristics of air, list the composition of air, appreciate the importance of air to all living beings. Introduction. Have you ever analyzed what makes the hanging wet clothes to move back and forth? What makes the papers on the table to spread here and there? What makes the doors and windows shut down on its own? And what makes the leaves and branches of trees to flutter? It's all because of invisible air. Let us see more about air in this lesson. Presence of air. You may wonder where you can exactly find air from. Air is present everywhere around us. In fact, our Earth is surrounded by a thin layer of air. This thin layer of air is called the atmosphere. Atmosphere extends to a distance of about 600 kilometers above the Earth. The atmosphere is large and dense at the distance near the Earth. As the distance of elevation from Earth increases, the atmosphere gradually becomes thin. This is the reason why mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders while they climb up. Let us conduct an experiment to explain air is present everywhere. Take an empty bottle. Dip the mouth of the bottle into the water-contained vessel. You will find that the water is not entering into the bottle. This is because the bottle is filled with air. Hence, there is no way for water to enter. Now tilt the bottle to a certain angle. You will find bubbles in the water. This is nothing but the air that escapes from the bottle and creates the empty space for the water to move inside the bottle. As a result, the water gushes inside the bottle to fill in the empty space. Hence, this proves that air is present everywhere. Composition of air. During the early days, air was simply believed to be a substance. Later, with the help of many experimental verifications, it was identified that air is not a substance, but it is a mixture of gases and other particles. Let us conduct an experiment to identify the different components of air. Oxygen. Fix a candle at the center of a shallow bowl filled with water and light it. Place a glass tumbler enclosing the candle flame and leave it for a minute. You will find that the candle still continues to burn. In general, burning does not take place in the absence of oxygen. Hence, we can say that oxygen is a component of air. Look at the candle again after 2 minutes. You will find that the candle is about to be put off. This is because there is very little amount of oxygen left in the air inside the glass. The candle is completely extinguished as a result of the complete utilization of oxygen. You will also find the water from the shallow bowl has entered into the inverted glass in the space left behind by the oxygen. Repeat the same experiment with 2 glasses of different sizes. You will find that the candle enclosed by the bigger glass continues to burn for a longer time due to the higher proportion of oxygen present. And even the rise in the water level inside the bigger glass will be higher due to the same reason. Nitrogen. Let us again take a look at the previous experiment. When you notice the inverted glass, you will find that the glass does not get filled completely. This reveals there is another component present in the air that does not support the burning of the candle. This component is called nitrogen. You will also find there is only a marginal increase in the water level. Hence, this proves that nitrogen is the major component of air. Other components of air. From the experiments conducted, you will find that almost 99% of the air is composed of nitrogen and oxygen. The remaining 1% of air is composed of water vapor, dust, and smoke, and carbon dioxide in it. Water vapor. Take a water bottle from the fridge and keep it aside for a few minutes. What do you observe? You will find water droplets at the surface of the bottle. When air comes in contact with a cold surface, the water vapor condenses and drops of water appear at the outer part of the bottle. This proves that water vapor is a part of the air. Water vapor is generally used for maintaining the water cycle on the earth. Dust and smoke. The sources of smoke can be the ones that exhaust from vehicles, burning of materials, and smoke from the industries. Now let us prove that dust is one of the components of air. Have you ever noticed the beam of sunlight through the window pane? You will find something moving around. These are nothing but dust particles that are always present in the air. The amount of dust present in the air is not a constant one. It can vary from one place to another. During respiration, we inhale air. The air contains dust particles in it. One way to avoid dust entering our body is to breathe through the nostril. The nostril has certain fine hairs and mucus in it, and hence this avoids the dust to enter into the body. When you inhale through the mouth, the dust particles do not get filtered out, and hence there are chances for the dust particles to enter into the body. Carbon dioxide. Have you ever experimented yourself standing in a closed room where an object is burning? While doing so, you will find problem in breathing. This is because all the oxygen has been utilized by the burning material, and that leaves out carbon dioxide. As a result of which, you start breathing in carbon dioxide. Hence, this proves that carbon dioxide is also one of the components in air. While drawing a pie chart indicating the composition of air, it is found that nitrogen and oxygen frame the major part of the air, whereas water vapor, dust, and carbon dioxide frame only lesser part of the air. Air in water and soil. Have you ever wondered how the animals like fish in water and earthworm in soil breathe? They breathe with the help of air that is dissolved in soil and water. Again, you may have an issue whether water and soil have air in it. Let us conduct certain experiments to prove this. Take some amount of water in a pan and boil it. You will find certain tiny bubbles that arise from the inner surface of the pan. These bubbles are formed by air that is dissolved in water. While heating water in a pan, air escapes through the container at its boiling point, and hence this proves that water is present in the air. To prove air is present in the soil, take some amount of soil in a beaker and pour some water over it. You will find the bubbles that arise from the beaker. When water has been poured into the soil, the water takes up the place of the air and displaces it. and hence air is released in the form of bubbles. This proves that air is present in the soil. And this is the reason why animals like earthworms get displaced from the soil during heavy rainfall. Balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide. We know that plants, animals, and human beings generally take up oxygen and leave out carbon dioxide during the process of respiration. Plants, during the process of photosynthesis, take up carbon dioxide for the preparation of their food, as a result of which they release oxygen to the atmosphere. Hence, this helps to maintain the delicate balance between carbon dioxide and oxygen. The oxygen that is consumed by the plants is much lesser compared to their release. Other uses of air. Birds and insects can fly only with the help of air. The operation of windmills is highly dependent on air. Windmills are generally used to draw water from the wells and to run flour mills. It's also used to generate electricity. The sailing yachts, gliders, parachutes, aeroplanes need the help of air for its operation. The major use of air is the dispersal of pollen grains from flowers. Hence, this helps in plant reproduction. Summary. Let's summarize the topic. Air is present everywhere around us. Atmosphere extends to a distance of about 600 kilometers above the Earth. Almost 99% of the air is composed of nitrogen and oxygen. The remaining 1% of the air is composed of water vapor, dust and smoke, and carbon dioxide. Water vapor is generally used for maintaining the water cycle on the Earth. The sources of smoke can be the ones that exhaust from vehicles, burning of materials, and smoke from the industries. The nostril has certain fine hairs and mucus in it, and hence this avoids the dust to enter into the body. Air is dissolved in water and soil. Plants, during the process of photosynthesis, take up carbon dioxide for the preparation of their food, as a result of which they release oxygen to the atmosphere.